Hi everybody. Thought I would give you a little video about how to change the PES files that we talked about in the Scan and Cut class on the 26th with the software. So I'm going to show you two different ways to do this. I'm going to show you in the PE design software, because then we can just use that cool color change that we used in the machine, also in the software. Makes it very fast to change the applique design into a cutting file that we can use with the Scan and Cut. So basically what we're going to do is look for that placement line, that first placement line, and then make it change the color to that special color called applique material, and then the machine will read it as a cut file. Okay, so we're going to do that in the software. So I actually do most of mine in the software. I find it very fast. The sewing machine is also one of my favorite ways of doing that, just changing that color, because it makes everything cut very cleanly, and so does this. So what we're going to do is I have my PE design open here. This is PE design 11. It works with PE design next, PE design 10. A lot of you have PE design next, so it will work basically the same way as it does here. So what I have to do first is I have to open my design into my design page, and I'm going to check first to see what size hoop I have selected. So I go up to the little flower, and I'm going to go down to design settings, and I need to have at least a 4x4 hoop. I think I'm going to change my machine type to my home machine, and I know all of these designs go in a 4x4, which is 100 by 100. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that hoop. And then right now my PE design is in millimeters. So if I want to change back to inches, I'm just going to go ahead and click there's a little square right on the left-hand corner of the ruler bars. And if I click it, it'll turn it into inches. So now it's in inches. Okay, so we're going to import the design into, I'm just going to do one of the designs in both software. You would do both designs the same way. I know I did two designs in the other video. So I just thought I'd just do one design for this. So I'm going to go ahead and import that. So I'm going to click the import button up here from File. And then I have to go over here on the right. The import box is up, and I need to look for it. So I click on the little browse button, which is the little file folder. And then I know it's on my desktop. Actually, no, it's not. It's on a USB stick. So I need to find my USB, which is letter E here. So I'm going to open up letter E, and my designs I know are just on the stick, the two designs that I had. So that I'm just going to choose letter E for my stick, and I'm going to click OK. And then over here in the import box, you're going to see those two designs. So the one I'm going to do is the bigger star, so that one's real fast. So I'll do the star block, and I'm going to import that. The reason I imported it instead of opening it is that way, just in case I make a mistake, I don't accidentally rewrite over my other design by accident. Okay, so here's our star block, and we need to look at the different pieces over on the left. These are the different pieces of that design. The first thing that stitches is the stippling, and then that's the second one is the placement line, and the third one is actually the E-stitch. So we need to change the color of the placement line to get that to read in the Scan and Cut. So I'm going to select the second color, and over on the right again I need to go back to my properties boxes over here, and this time there's some little tabs up here, and I need to go and change the color. So I'm going to click on the color tab this time, and right now it's in Floriani colors. It's coming up that way, but I need to make this into an applique material line so that the Scan and Cut will read it as a cut file. So if you look down on the same little screen, you can do this a couple ways. If you want to change it to the brother colors, you can, but these three little colors stay as default on the bottom, and these are my applique colors. So the first one is called applique material. It's the one with the little scissors, and that's the one that we changed it to in the machine. So I have my second step of my design chosen, and then I'm going to click on the little applique material, and see it comes up now and says applique material, and that is now the color that I need it to be for the machine, my Scan and Cut, to read it as a cut file. So I'm going to go ahead now, and I'm just going to resave this. I'm going to go up to my File button, which is the little flower, File, and then I'm going to go Save As, maybe, and I'm going to go, and I think I'll just save this on my desktop. I'm going to call it Star Block Applique, just so that I remember that's the one with the applique line in it, and it's still going to be a PES file. So the Scan and Cut will read that PES file, but now it's going to find that applique material line because it knows that's going to cut. So I'm just going to save that. And it's that simple in the PE Design software. You can go in and you can change the color. Now, if I were to do this in PEP, the only software that you can use to change the color to that special applique material color is PE Design. Actually, the palette software, which is the Baby Lock version of this, will also work. But none of the other softwares will read correctly. Like even though PE or PEP has the brother colors and it has that, technically has that color that I just changed it to, it doesn't read the same in the Scan and Cut. So when I go into PEP here in a second, we have to do it differently in PEP. So if you rather use your software than, changing the color in the sewing machine or doing the little split apart thing on the Scan and Cut, this is the way you would use your software. So this is PE Design. It's pretty straightforward. It's very easy to do, and all I have to do is just change that color. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and close PE Design, and then I'm going to go get PEP and open this up. So on PEP, I've already created a new design here, so that's why my page came up like normal. And I need to go ahead and I'm going to open that design that I just did, that star design. And I'm going to go find it in on my stick. That's where I had it. And let's see here. Here it is. It's on E. And then here's that star block. So I'm going to choose that star block again. And I'm going to click Open. Okay. So I need to look in the sequence view to find the piece that I'm looking for, because I'm going to have to do a few more steps to get this to work, but it isn't hard and it's very good practice using your software. So the second piece is that placement line in this design. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it over here in the sequence view to make sure I have the correct things selected, and I'm going to go up and I'm going to copy that with the copy button. Then I'm going to create a new page. I want to segregate that from the rest of the design. So I'm going to click New, which is the piece of paper up at the top. And then I'm going to paste just that placement line on this page. Okay, so I'm just going to work with just that placement line. Okay, so if I look over here in the sequence view, remember this was a PES file. And right now it is coming up as a run. Now I do not want it to be a run though, because in order for the machine to read it as a FCM or an SVG, because that's what we're going to do with this software, is we're going to create that cut file. It needs to be artwork, because artwork can become an FCM file or a SVG file, and that is the cutting files that our Scan and Cuts read. So I am going to click on the run here. I am going to right click on that. I'm going to convert to, and I'm going to make it artwork again and create artwork. So now when I look at my sequence view, it says that it is artwork. Okay. Now what I want to do is I need to save this, or in this case, export it as a cutting file. So I'm going to go back up to, I've got it selected. I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to export. Got to find it here. Export artwork. It's down about halfway down the file menu that opens up. So we're going to export artwork because we've made it artwork again. export artwork, and then I can choose the type of file that I want in the save box. I can choose it. So right now it's under SVG. I prefer to use FCM because that's the native format to the Scan and Cut. So that is also here. So I'm going to choose the FCM file instead because that is the native format for my Scan and Cut. I'm going to call that star block cut file. So this is now going to be an FCM, and I'm just going to hit save. I'm going to go ahead and put that on my desktop as well. So let's change that to desktop first, and then I'm going to click save. Okay, so there are a few more steps in PEP because we can't simply just change that color because the color's there in the software, but it doesn't, the Scan and Cut will not read it. So I have to actually make it a cut file or an FCM in this case. So you saw though how easy it was. I just took my original design, found my placement line, copied it, got a new piece of paper, pasted it on here, and then I just right-clicked and converted that to artwork, and then I can export it as an FCM. So that is how you would use your software if you prefer to do your designs that way. Like when I digitize these designs, I actually create those files for you very often if I'm doing cut fabric or cut designs like this. So this design is going to be the May class, and I'm going to go in and make sure that all of the cut files are created for you, because when I originally did this, we didn't have that ability. So now I can do that. So I will make these cut files for you for that class. So anyway, that is how you would use your software for PE Design. Palette is the other one, or the PEP software. If you have any questions, message me through Facebook, and I will try to explain it further. Thank you.